Hello, 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 Geminis. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, no, we're not going to take it that quick. Make sure if it's supposed to be, then let me know. Welcome. My name is Patty. For those who are brand new, I'm going to shift a little bit here so you don't see that silly light like in my eyes, like always showing up. I'm your intuitive tarot reader for today on my channel. Thank you for popping in and checking it out if you're brand new. I do tarot a little bit differently. It's more inspiring, more uplifting. I don't know. Some people may call it clairvoyant. Some people may call it intuitive. I don't know what they call it. I just know that Divine has me doing it to give you a message. So let's get started. This is for the week of, I have to look at the calendar right now because I'm doing so many things. For the 16th through the 22nd. All right. I just uploaded, just a heads up, I just uploaded, and I think you put it in the description, fear. This is something for a lot of you guys don't know, but I belong to, and I love incorporating with sexual abuse victims to help they're in the journey of healing. So sometimes fear is really huge for a lot of us things. So even in our spiritual walk of the unknown, even some people fear God. Believe it or not, they do. And actually, as you are a believer in God, you should fear because he's bigger than anything, and he is all ominous. And also, too, he is absolute love and absolute truth. So it's consistent and it never changes. So that's, some people even fear that. As soon as they hear the word God, boop, they shut it off. That's fear because they don't understand. They don't want to know what's the unknown, second dimension, where spirits lay and all those kind of things. They don't want to understand it, or they just want to stay in fear of it rather than educating. So that's what sort of that is about, but it's also to help you get through your hurts, pains, and all that kind of stuff. So you see that on this channel and Get Balanced if you are subscribe to Get Balanced 2020. Definitely thank you for doing that as well. So that's pretty much the only announcements, other than this is going through the 22nd. Now the 22nd is a full moon. So you're going to start feeling some energies of this full moon. It's called the Sturgeon moon. And you're going to start feeling those probably around Thursday the 19th. Then they'll go after the moon for about 3 more days. So let's get started and see what's going to happen. I am going to do a full moon reading. So if you're not subscribed, I would suggest, and you want to watch it, because I do mix astrology along with my reading, and also check into some numerology, but mostly astrology and the reading. So I do the astrology first, and then I do the reading second. It's a lot of fun. You can come in and ask questions. It's live chat, so you come in, have fun, say hello, tell me where you're from, tell me what you'd like to see, all that kind of stuff. We just have a lot of fun with the full moon readings, and you're very welcome to do that in any of my lives. Come in and say hello and tell me where you're from and everything. So let's get started. I'm going to pull 3 oracles for the theme of this week and the future weeks to come here. I'd say about 2 weeks. And then we're going to go from there. All right. So let's see what we've got going. I already have the Divine's card. Now somebody's probably saying, what do you mean Divine's card? A lot of people do past, present, future. I do Divine, present, future. So this is, like I said, Divine driven. This is a message for you, whatever you're trying to go through, the question you're asked, maybe you're trying to figure something out, that kind of a thing. So that's what this is about. So I do have the Divine's card. Let's see what the future and the current energies are. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I've had a lot of dark readings, guys. I don't know what's going on. The energies, the low vibrations are really trying to come through really, really hard this last week. Actually, the last 2 weeks. I think the week before, I had to stop between readings because I had to go back and cleanse myself and pray a little bit because they're just pounding. These low vibrational energies are just pounding right now. And that's why I did that second video down below, Spiritual War. We are definitely in a spiritual war. So really want to pay attention to what is going on around you and how you react with it. All right. So this is Divine's energy here. It is the number 43. It is beyond the ordinary. Just take a second to look at this card while I read this because it is Really a beautiful, beautiful card. If you look deep into it, I wish you could see. Maybe I can hold it a little bit closer. There's so much going on in this card internally. It's just beautiful. So beyond the ordinary worlds defined by your memory, our intellect, our five senses, is the mystical realm of beauty, magic, and extraordinary potential. Okay, this is the spiritual realm. This is the quantum reality called by some the great mystery. This place doesn't operate under the same laws we're used to, but rather has its own way of working that is perfect through sorry, I'm having a hard time with this. This place doesn't operate under the same laws we're used to, but rather has its own way of working that is perfect through though hard for us to understand. Oh my gosh, I need to go back to reading classes, I guess. When you want to know what it is to come, the nature of something, or where you're heading, it's natural to turn to your trusted oracle and expect some kind of answer that will inform you your view of how things might be or should be. Sometimes this is not possible because the elements cannot be named or are not yet in place. Things may be still in flux, so you cannot know and may never meant to know. No matter how hard you try to understand why something happened or how or when it will happen, now is the time to surrender to not knowing. So a lot of this, I talked to you guys a lot about that. So the divine is, his ways are his ways are not our ways. Definitely in that sense. But also too, it's not in our timing. And as I tell you guys a lot, we talk about the garden. If you're watch my channel before, we talk about the garden a lot. What you can't see is being worked in the dark, like a seed in the ground. We can't see it beginning to grow. We can't see it moving or anything of that nature. I just realized I left my ponytail in. I don't like being in a ponytail, but it's so hot here. Anyway, so under the ground, that kind of a thing. So the thing is, we can't see it, but it's growing little roots. It's getting a little stem. That you're hoping it's happening, but you can't see it. You don't know until it pops its little sprout through, right? So that's what is happening. So what the divine is saying here, with your current energy being number 9, you have 2 number 9s right now, which is keep this in the forefront, keep this in your thought process, keep this in your forethinking, that kind of a thing, because you've got 2 number 9s, encouragement. So what that means, I believe divine is saying, is during this hard time that you cannot see, cannot do, you don't know, you don't even really know your capacity of what you can do or what's going to be coming towards you or what you're going to have, is to keep encouraged, keep positive through it, keep thinking positive, keep yourself lifted up into high vibrations, whoop, whoop, high vibrations and high energies, and keep that going, because, and if it's not for you, do it for somebody else, because it's really, really hard out there in the world where it's so negative and pounding, and it's going to become worse. I'll guarantee it. It's not going to get better, guys. It's going to get worse. So it's our personal importance to us is to keep ourselves, our families, and even some of our communities that we're in lifted up, because your future card is into the unknown. He's got this all linked together hugely. I can't make this stuff up. I don't know how it works. Don't ask me. I'm not supernatural. His ways are not my ways. I do have some supernatural abilities, but they are probably like a mustard seed, if you know how big of a mustard seed is, compared to what all we could have the capacity to do. But we limit ourselves. But into the unknown, this is that seed under the ground, is saying that as you move into the unknown, this is where your potential and your ambition lies. You can grow and grow and grow and grow. And the thing is, you got to be open to it, okay? And beyond the ordinary, just completely beyond the ordinary. You can't see it, you don't know. And I share this with some of my clients and some of the people I just come in contact to, is you can't give up hope. You can't give up I hate the word trying. You can't give up the efforts to something that you want to do just because it becomes difficult. That is the dark part. This is where the work starts happening. This is where things begin to grow. This is where the creativeness of our mind, our individuality, and also too what we were made to be, our talents and our abilities to shine and grow. And that's what we need to keep encouraging, because they're going to try to get squashed down by those low vibrations, those low energies. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, why would you think that you were able to do that? Why do you think you don't have a degree to do that? So why do you think you have the abilities to do that? I mean, I get pummeled with it all the time. But you know what? I stay strong and encourage myself, because this is what the divine has asked me to do, not humans. So I go by what the divine wants me to do, even when I'm walking into the dark and have no idea and wonder, really, should I be doing? That's that low vibration coming in and saying, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You know, I mean, I could be doing the same thing. Oh, you only have so-and-so viewers. You don't have any viewers. Look at what somebody else has. They have almost 1 million viewers, and look at what you got. Why would you keep doing this? This is the thing that you have to ignore. Okay, because you do not know what the divine is going to all of a sudden bring out of the ordinary. Boom. And you will think, where did that come from? Okay, so we have our first card out. Definitely acknowledge the celebration and the encouragement that is there. Acknowledge and celebrate and thank the things that you have and that are going to be open to you. You can thank in advance. You know, thank you, God, for, having me, find a good husband or have a house or whatever this is, because I know that if it is your will, it will happen. You can thank him in advance for a lot of things. You can thank him for your health. You can thank him for your home. You can thank him for your family's health. You can thank him for anything that you have and even don't have. It's like, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm glad that I don't have, a domestic abuse husband, or, I'm glad that I don't have, things of more of a negative that are going to hurt me or harm me. Thank you for that. I appreciate protecting, that kind of a thing. So celebrate what you have right now. Okay. Because you don't know what the future is going to bring. This is a good celebration. This might be an acknowledging what you have, because it's the number 3. We've got the number 3, the number 7 for your potential. And we also have 2 number 9s, trying to keep all this in the forefront. All right. So this is definitely something that we want to keep in thanks. All right. All right. Because we do have a spiritual war going on. We really do. We literally do. So your next card out is the World. Okay, again, we don't know what's going to be happening. We cannot see it. It's going to come out of the ordinary. Really just sort of pay attention. And the world is facing this celebration. This is something that you can create. We are free will beings. So this is something that you can either limit yourself to in believing or not. It's like, well, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in the supernatural. I think everything is just energy, and that's the way it is. Everything is energy, but everything is connected energy. If you don't believe in that, go check science. It's all, and in fact, they've even done, National Geographic did I think it was a 2-year study or 3-year study. It could have been. They went around the world testing everybody's DNA, from villages, the smallest villages like in Nepal, to all over the world, to see if we actually had a connection as human beings, if there is even an element of connection. And they did find that we do. It's very small because we're so many millions of people. But the thing is, we are all connected at least by one little chromosome or whatever that was, and I won't go into it because a lot of people don't believe it, but they did the scientific research, and we are all connected, and they could also tell where that DNA came from. Check out the National Geographic. It's a documentary. I think it's a 2-hour documentary on Are We Connected or DNA or something like that. That was actually my final for one of my classes in criminal justice, for a terrorist class. Yeah, it was very interesting. Anyway, let's get back to your thing. So somebody is definitely not in on this. Somebody doesn't believe in all these energies. Somebody is just sort of keeping a wall up to the spiritual side and believing in God and divine. That is your choice, because we are given opportunities to believe in what we want to believe in. However, I think this person here is going to realize that with your free will of understanding that, if you look at all the coincidences in your life, they're really not coincidences, they're links to each other. They're supernatural. So a lot of the times when we talk about dating, or people say, well, I'm going to manifest my husband, I'm going to manifest my wife, I'm going to manifest. In all reality, to manifest is part of, what do you call that? Trying to control something. So divine is all about giving you something when the time is right and when you're ready and when things are all aligned right, so that it can actually go for good and go for joy and go for happiness. However, we try to manifest things before they're even meant to be ready. Okay, so this, I think, is having to do with a lot of timing that the divine is talking about. So in the center of your reading, we have the Page of Swords, we have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Eight of Wands. Something coming in fast, could be a message of some type, something to tell you that you might have opportunities to better your life, to do something more for your potential, something that you were sort of born to do. This might be something of travel. It could be of traveling, because we have a lot of opportunities. We have something coming in very quickly as far as a message. It could be an opportunity. Again, I don't see it being work. This might be a new relationship. This might be something that has opened a door. Maybe there's something of a, like I said, I don't know why I keep saying home, but there's home, or a new place to move to, a new avenue to take you to, because this is also not only a communication card, it is also about travel or moving, or physically moving, or I don't think this is emotional, but we've got two cups in between. So this could have to do with, your emotional state of mind changing to more of a joy and a love kind of a thing. So there's a couple of different energies here. However, this page sometimes wants to go backwards, wants to sort of look backwards. This is also a message card as well, but there's sort of a delay. So it's like contradictory. This is saying that it's going to come in, but it's delayed, and then this one's coming in as fast. So with this facing the world, I think it's just being held back. So the opportunity or your mindset is holding things back because you're not patient, maybe. Okay, or somebody is not patient. I don't know if that resonates with you. A lot of the times when we are impatient, this is a time where we have this current energy where we need encouragement to be patient. Definitely need to be patient, because if we jump into something too quickly and we're not ready for it, divinely not ready for it, then it will flop. It could flop, and you don't want something that is being a blessing to flop. And you want to be able to be blessing and hold and enjoy it, and that kind of a thing. For somebody else, they've had some opportunities that maybe have moved a little bit fast into what they've wanted, of their heart's desire. It's maybe come to completion or about to come to completion. They're really, really excited about it. That might be an energy that is out there as well. So that means that, yeah, they've finally reached a point that they are in their reward phase of life or blessing phase of life. But the other thing is, once you get to this point, now you have to reach back into the unknown, your future energy. The reason why is, once something completes, something new needs to begin. It's sort of like when you complete a goal of something, a major, major goal of something, then what are you going to do next? You have to have a goal of some type in order to keep moving forward. You do not want to stay stagnant. Yes, you want to sit there for a moment, enjoy it, take it in, breathe it in, have fun with it. But then you have to say, okay, I need to get moving forward again, because we have a purpose and a calling. And if we just sit there, then we begin to think of ourselves, and it ends with us. And that's not what the divine is talking about. The divine is saying, now I need you to pay attention to something else I'm trying to offer you and give you. All right. This is your challenge card for you guys today, Geminis. This is about, and the reason why it's a challenge is the Queen of Cups is about intuition and paying attention to it. She's extremely high in intuition. Somebody's not paying attention to their intuition. So I don't know what this is for you, but I encourage you to listen to your intuition, your gut, whatever you feel is right or wrong. There might be something going on in a relationship that, I don't know, this is a really good reading if it was a relationship, because you've got celebration, you've got the world, you've got, the 10 of Cups, you've got a lot of opportunities because you got the 7 of Cups in the center. So I don't know why, I think somebody's like, okay, oh, thank you. So it's a lot like, if you think of divine here in this way, when we're struggling, we're trying to figure something out, we're in a low vibration area, we're doubting, we're, what do you call it? Yeah. Are these upside down? Yes, they are. So let me do this. This was first, second, third. And let's reverse. We're doubting. So then we call on divine. We really need divine. We really want divine. Can you help me? Can you find somebody? I'm lonely. Can you bring them back? I miss them. That job. Why can I get that job? That. And we really, really call on divine then. But when things are going wonderful, for somebody, it is going very wonderful. This is something out of the supernatural that has allowed this to happen, of divine's will and divine intervention. Then we don't need him anymore. So what do we need the intuition for? We always need intuition, because we're either coming out of a storm, going in a storm, or are in a storm. It's just the way life is. So we can have a calm for a little bit, but you gotta know, it's just like joy. Sometimes joy lasts for a little while, but then it goes, because we're now getting ready to go in a storm. Whoop, we're in a storm, and then we're coming out of a storm. And a storm is just a challenge, because if we are not challenged in life, then we actually aren't growing. We're just not growing. All right. So we do have the Devil card. We do have, of course, your adversary there. Again, if it's somebody who doesn't believe in the supernatural, divine, or God, they're going to say, that's just crap. That is just science. Well, you know what? I don't know, but there is more to matter and energy than you can say. And you know what? A lot of people that poo-poo it, they really want to believe in it, or why would they be talking to you? Or their curiosity is up, so why would they be talking to you? I have people talk to me all the time. Well, that's spiritual stuff. Oh, that's sort of a cult. It's like, no, why would it be a cult if I'm going to God? I'm going to divine, that kind of a thing. But then they're always wanting to bicker or fight with you. Well, why are you fighting me? It's like an atheist saying, I don't believe in God, and I said, then why are you trying to prove to me that there is no God? If you don't believe there's a God, why are you trying to prove to me that there is no God? So it's sort of contradictory. You got to listen to the words as well as the language, all right? So something is trying to keep you pulling back to that low vibration, trying to take that joy away. Be encouraged not to allow it. Just say, get back, Satan, that kind of a thing. Keep behind me. Kind of a thing, definitely, because it definitely wants to pull you back. And this is just typical, because when low vibrations see that we're getting higher and higher, because high vibrations, light vibrations, shadow dark vibrations and energies. So why wouldn't it want to suck you down? Because it wants to be on top. Okay, so be encouraged to keep that up. Another thing is you've got the 8 of Wands again. Some message coming very quickly. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to say that it's not going to be a delayed message. It is going to be a message where you're going to I'm going to keep my guards up a little bit. Definitely. I don't know what that is. However, you got the sun here. Really pay attention. If this is a message you're questioning, because again, this is right next to the low vibrations. This is something that wants to keep you stuck and keep you pulling you back into that. So what is that doubt? You know, when you start getting doubt again, oh, you know, is this really going to last? Is this not going to last? Or, wow, nothing ever lasts. So I'm just going to start beginning to doubt things. It's like, okay, is today the day it's going to fall? You know, you start focusing in on the low vibrational stuff when you actually should release it. Because you got a lot of joy in your reading. Yay, you're one of the few this week. You guys got a lot of joy. You've got a lot of celebration here in this week. I don't know what it is that's coming to you, but this is joy for your heart. This is joy that's going to bring, you know, something happy. What I don't know is what is into the future. Okay. But that's going to be free will for you. Whatever that is, you're going to have that free will to bring that up to a high vibration or energy, because this is going to be a supernatural thing. This is going to be something that is not going to be explained. You're going to like, wow, how did that happen? I mean, well, I don't know how that happened, or where did that come from, or where did that come out of? You just have to know that the divine is working again in the dark. And don't be afraid of it. Now, again, that's fear. You know, if you're fearing something, definitely watch that video down below, because I encourage you to do that, because you can face that fear, face that giant. Because once you do it, it brings more light above. You bring yourself to a higher level. You bring yourself to a new level. And I give you an example of me and the ledges on there, you know, because I had a very, very big fear of ledges for a long, long time. So, you know, I don't know what that is. I mean, what that fear was way back when, or where it came from, however, how to overcome it. All right. Let's see what else Divine has. I'm going to clarify this future energy in a second here and get some clarification. I also get the clarification on the wands. Yeah, definitely victorious over it. This is something for you and you alone. Or if you know somebody that might be going through some really, really good time right now, this is a really good time for them. Lift them up, encourage them. They're getting their blessings or rewards after a really long struggle. I don't know who that is. Definitely. So this has been something that they had to do on their own. It's sort of like somebody who's getting over a stronghold of, you know, addiction. I call it a stronghold. I don't call it addiction. I don't like that word, but it is a stronghold because it's a stronghold of our spirit. And this dude is the one who is the stronghold, because it's something of the earth that is trying to keep you down in the stronghold of the earth, rather than allowing our spirit to release it so that the divine can come in and heal and abolish it. All right. But this is definitely a good victory for you guys. Well, let me do one more here. Let me see if there's anything else in this deck. So I'm going to get the clarification of the Eight of Wands next, because that is a message or travel. And I'm going to ask to see about that, of what's coming in. I love travel. I love travel. That's why I guess I am being a travel agent part-time. I love it. Okay. So your challenge card has come up again. Okay, so it's something that somebody really needs to start paying attention to, the intuition, the supernatural side, whatever is happening. You know, say, yeah. And the other thing too with this intuition, if you're not sure about it, what you do is you just ask Divine to give you the wisdom. Ask Divine to give you the wisdom. But this intuition is your challenge card. Somebody's just not paying attention to it. It's like almost like I told my daughter yesterday, we were driving to a lake, and I was talking about how sometimes when you can't hear Divine, it's like having cotton balls in your ear. It's like you can sort of hear it, but not really. You're just not sure yet. And it's like, is that him? Is that not him? Is that my intuition? Is that not my intuition? Or is it my head? So if you ask for some clarification, then you'll be able to really know. Know why? Because if that intuition gets stronger and stronger, that is definitely Divine talking to you, the universe or God talking to you, saying, hey, pay attention. I'm trying. You got 9s up here. You've got 9s. Pay attention. This is something you need to be paying attention to. I'm trying to show you something. Even though you can't see it, know that I'm trying to give you something, show you something, teach you something, whatever it is. All right. So this, again, is your challenge card to lift yourself up, encourage yourself to really sort of pay attention when it says to go left, your intuition says to go left, but you're like, no, my mind is saying to go right. That's Earth. That's this guy here. That's definitely Earth, because he is the king of the earth. He's not king of the heavens, let me tell you. But the thing is, that's to keep you not listening, and that will keep you suppressed and under the earth's realm and dimension rather than the second dimension. So if you release that, and we have free will to do whatever we want. However, if you follow that left lead, like Divine is saying, go left, or don't do that, and you do that, then you sort of regret it, or you set yourself back in time. Time is priceless, so you don't want to set yourself back in time. But the thing is that if you listen to that, you will be amazed, even though it might not feel right at first, then you follow that and go with that. Then what's going to happen is that you're going to see things change and become a chain reaction to the positive, things that are of the light, of more where you're supposed to be headed in your journey. Okay. And then it also becomes more balanced, because you have in your life people that are giving and taking more evenly. You're giving of yourself, but then you're going to have people that come in and bring things to you as well. You're going to notice that it's more balanced, because now you're listening to your intuition. You're getting more on your spiritual side, because we have mind, spirit, body. We got to have all three to be balanced. That's actually how all this started with my Get Balanced 2020, because I have nutrition and fitness in my background, but it is not about the body first. It's about the spirit first. And then it's about your mindset, because your spirit talks to your mind talks to your body. Okay. If you do it in reverse, this is spirit, this is second dimension, this is divine and God. If you were to do head first, that is earth. That's why things get all mixed up and kerfuffled. But if you do spirit first, that is what we're supposed to be doing. And it tells the mind, things become a little bit more clear. And then our mind tells our body to act or react or speak or not speak. So if we had more people driving on the road, we would have less road rage if people started from the spirit first. But no, we have people starting with the head first. So you have people cussing each other out, flipping each other off, and doing all kinds of stuff. Hey, Tanya, welcome. Lonely, welcome. I'll do a question for you, just like Lonely. I'll do Lonely's question here. When I get done, I'm almost done. So if you want to hang tight, then I will definitely answer your questions. All right, let me get this finished here. I just want to clarify the 8 of Wands. All right, and then definitely, I didn't realize how long I was. You're very welcome. Let me ask you something, Lonely. So I just had a question come in. Are you taking care of your health? Are you watching and doing healthy habits, healthy eating, healthy exercise, things like that? Are you doing those kind of things to be proactive in moving the steps forward? That's what I'm being asked. Okay, now trying, if you were one of my clients in nutrition and fitness, we can't say try. We either do or we don't. Because trying sort of, I hate to say this in this way, it's half-assed. Because we have so much discipline and capacity that we can do, but we limit ourselves. You can pull that through. You can pull that from your deep gut, your spirit, and you just say, I am giving it my all. I am giving it 200%. But when you say trying, that leaves room for that low vibration to come in and set you up to fail. Okay, definitely. So maybe that's why Divine had me ask that question. But hang on. Oh, got you. Okay. But there's still exercises that you can do with your arm. I don't know your physical capacity, but whatever you can move, you should be able to find something to at least get a little bit of exercise. I've had disabled people. I've had all kinds of, I used to, even with my leather work, we created a harness for a gentleman who was bedridden, and it was something to come and pull him up because he could not. He was, I think, not paraplegic. Well, no, he wasn't quadriplegic. He was paraplegic. So we built that for him. So definitely. Oh, it's not a haircut, hun. I put it in a ponytail. And I forgot to take the ponytail out before I started viewing. I was like, oh, I don't like my hair in ponytails on camera. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let me get this clarification done. 9 of Wands. Okay, so I believe that this is a message coming in to you guys. So what I'm getting clarification, we have 2, 8. So I'm trying to figure out, is this for travel or is this for a message coming in? So this is definitely a message coming in. I don't believe it's travel. So if you're traveling, that's something that's on you. But I think this energy that's coming in, there is a message to come in here. Let me see if there's anything else with this. And when I say a message coming in, my concern is that it's next to this second one is next to the devil. So it's an earth energy coming in. So be really mindful, and maybe that's why Divine's saying really listen to your intuition, because maybe it wants to stomp on your joy. Maybe it wants to one of those energy vampires that wants to suck your, you got one of those friends that just never stops, that always has something wrong, always has something go on. I sort of feel like it's that energy wanting to just pull your joy right out. And it's like, could you just be happy for me for a minute? Kind of a thing. Okay. We also have the Lover's card. So it may have something to do with a lover. Ooh, I hope it's not a past person trying to come back and see that you're really making it, and they are seeing what you've gotten and now they want it. Be really, really careful. Really pay to your intuition, because I don't think that person is out for balance. That person is take, take, take. So be real mindful of that, okay, if that's coming into you. Again, it's a little unknown what your future is, so you've got to really go into your intuition and everything like that, all right? Really pay attention to that. All right. So let me go here, since we're way over in time and you guys have come on and been kind enough to ask and come in and say hello. So let me hit, Tanya, let me hit Lonely first. 11 years. Okay. Hi, Freedom. Okay, I'm going to move this up a little bit because it's pointed down so I can't read it. So, okay, let me pull, let me see. I don't have a whole bunch of decks out here today. I've got 2 new decks coming in next week. Yay! I'm excited. You'll see me use a lot of the similar, because a lot of the decks out there, I start to get the feel about. They're very low vibrational. They also are of a supernatural source I do not want to get into. I had a viewer actually tell me when I bought a deck, I didn't research it before I bought it. I was in Disney World. I bought it because I left my cards at home, and I researched it. I'm like, holy Toledo. I wondered why the energy was off on the deck, and I was like, I got to get rid of the deck. Got to get rid of the deck, because this is of divine. This is of the light. So you're going to see me use a lot of similar ones because of the light. It has to do with the light. So, like similar, the old weight kind of decks. So let me do this. So Lonely. Okay. While I'm shuffling, let me talk to Divine and see what he shares. So I'm hearing that you, and it's good you're trying. Don't give that up. I give you much encouragement, and I'll give you encouragement not only as a tarot reader, but as a coach, a health and life coach, health and fitness. Because you are bedridden, what I'm hearing is you got to be consistent. Be consistent in what you're doing. Keep going in what you're doing. I don't know. I'm not God, so I'm not divine. And he doesn't give us the answers to some questions because we're not supposed to know. A lot of it, he's He doesn't give us that answer because he wants to see where our faith and our strength is in the unknown and in him. Do you really trust that these miracles can happen? Do you really trust and have faith that those things can happen? Because he's got us into a place where sometimes we don't know. But he is saying be consistent, be really consistent in what you're doing. And he's just keep asking me to encourage you up in that. Okay. The deck was actually from literally a cult leader, and so it's a Thoth. I think it's Thoth, Thoth, a cult leader. And when I got the deck, I felt some energies. I thought, oh, these are probably good energies. But the more I felt the deck, I was just like, something's wrong. And then this viewer had told me to make sure you do the research on this deck because it was very low vibrational, and I do not want to enter those vibrations into my space at all. I push them away. I rebuke them. But the thing is, let's get back to you though. The other thing is that I will say from a life coach, I'll give you just a little bit of not life coach, but a health and fitness coach, because I used to bodybuild. I used to manage gyms. I have a nutrition and fitness background. What you eat is really important, hun. So it's going to be really important. Protein, I don't know if you've got other restrictions, but protein is the building block for our muscles. Okay, so if we're hurt, if we're injured, we need to eat more protein because that helps us keep our muscles up. It keeps those things up. If you've got kidney problems, you don't want to do a lot of protein. But the other thing is complex carbohydrates, breads, pastas, rice, those kind of things got to stay away from because they add on weight. Because those things, rice, pasta, potatoes, the things that we absolutely love and we go to, especially like if we've had trauma or fear, we tend to do that a lot. So what happens is that turns to sugar. Sugar turns to fat. So we eat more of a protein and green leaf base kind of a thing, and stay away from the starches. So that's basically, from a health coach. Okay. So let me see if there's anything else here. He knows it's hard. He can feel your struggle. He can feel your pain. I'm getting goosebumps for you, Lonely. He feels your struggle. He feels your pain. He knows you're tired. He knows you want things to change. Just really believe in him as a spirit. Really believe in him as a spirit. Your intuition. Follow your intuition with whatever you're doing. All right. Oh, beautiful, 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 hun. Beautiful, hun. This is beautiful. This is going to be, the sun is all about a newness, a freshness. It's like your spirit is going to be renewed somehow. Okay. Somebody, it's like, and I don't say it because of your name. It's just that sometimes we get to a point where we just need to be encouraged. And sometimes that can come from whatever it is. I listen to an inspirational speaker every single morning. It could be a pastor. It could be just a mentor. It could be a coach. It could be whoever. I always start my day out with inspiration. He's telling me to tell you to start your day out with some type of inspiration. I don't know about I'm not psychic. I'm a clairvoyant sometimes, only when he allows it. I'm highly intuitive. So definitely, okay. I hope that helps a little bit. All right. All right. And then don't forget, please come in again, and you can always email me. Any viewer can always email me if they have any questions or of that nature. All right. All right, Tanya, are you still there? If you want, you can go ahead and ask your question. I don't see it there, so if you're still here. Yes, Tanya, thank you for that. Yes, control portion, yes, a lot of it. It's all in my health nutrition. If you go to Lonely, if you go to Get Balance 2020 down here, the description, my YouTube channel, Get Balance 2020, there's a lot of health videos, nutrition videos. There's some exercise videos, but I have a lot more people asking more about mental health and helping them with that, especially sexual abuse survivors doing that, okay? Let's see. Tanya, okay, that. And then freedom, exercise your mind. Yes, start feeling healthy. Actually, freedom, or is it freedom or fendom? Fendom. Excuse me, fendom. I am so sorry. It is. It starts if I don't know if you can see it behind me, but the book. I can't. I'm in a thing here. See, I don't know if you can see this book behind me here. Oop, this one here. That one. So it's one I wrote when I was working in management, and I also was competing in bodybuilding. The thing is, what I learned, because I was 215 pounds. Next year I was 136 on a bodybuilding stage. But what I learned from all that was it's not body first. A lot of us have broken trauma or broken things in us, and we eat out of comfort. And what do we eat first is complex carbohydrates. So we have to start with the spirit first. What was broken as our childhood, or what was damaged in our thinking, to change our thinking as our childhood, to want to eat different ways. Okay, so we stress eat, we boredom eat, we do all kinds of things. So, but it starts here with the spirit. Again, it goes to your mind, because your mind is this is earth, but this is what tells your body what to do, what to say, what to put in your mouth, what not to put in your mouth, those kind of things. So you're right. It does take a mindset difference. Okay, definitely. Good point. I love that. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Great. So if there's no other questions, wow, 45 minutes. I love this. I love this interaction. So I appreciate you guys coming in and interacting, because this is why I keep the live chat open. Because the reason that I do that is if somebody's going through something, the energy right there is at the moment. If they really need something, that's why Divine has me do this. If they need something, then that's what I hoped to give the message, or if he has given me the wisdom, like through my knowledge of training and that kind of a thing. That's what we do. That's what this type of tarot is for. All right. But just be mindful that your whole reading today is about joy. It is about the things of your heart that you desire, the things that you want. It's about your mindset. It is about believing in spirit first and really paying attention to the unseen. Because everything is connected. People talk about destiny. What's my destiny? It's not a destiny. The destiny is the journey. It's the connections. It is, people call it coincidences. It's the connections that get to your purpose and your calling. And no matter if you are bedridden, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, there is a purpose and a calling for you here. And that's why we're still here. Either we'd be already made into energy. You know what, Fendom, please email me, because I am an entrepreneur and I've owned businesses and I still own businesses. So definitely email me what your business idea is, because you have to have a process. You have to have something that to keep moving forward. You have to have steps in place. And that's something that I can just sort of at least maybe help you to get started in your mind process and thinking of that way. And the thing is, okay, if you can see that, that's called a vision. If you can see that vision happening, then that's where your blockage is. You know where your blockage is? Right here. This is your blockage. This is your blockage. This is your limiting yourself. Okay? This is where you're limiting. Sorry. Because there is no limit. There's no capacity. I was listening to Robert Madu this morning, and he has a capacity series. And right today he was talking about enemy and capacity, and how we really don't know our capacity, and how we really need to understand that we can be the sky is the limit, depending on how we think and process, and where we think and process. We think earthly, yeah, we're going to keep ourselves limited, because we're going to think, oh, I don't have the resources, I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. I'll tell you right now, when I bought my first business, I was a broke single mom, and Divine kept pushing and pushing and pushing to buy this business, and I got so mad. This is a true story. I got so mad one day, I was like, okay, fine. You want me to buy this business, then you make a way to buy this business. because I could already hear him. We already had a relationship, but I was fighting him because I didn't want to do this business because it was sewing, and I didn't like sewing, but he wanted me to do this. And plus I was broke. I was a single mom. I was struggling. I could barely make ends meet. So then as soon as I surrendered and released it, this is not a joke. That same week, there was the people who put the business plan, it popped up, score, free business plan, free business advice, free business this and that. Oh, I didn't know I was not plugged in. And then, so I made a phone call, set up a business meeting with them. We made our business plan. Next thing, boom. Oh, they said, you need to go here to get your funding. And I'm like, they gave me a place to go get funding. Got the funding. Boom. Did my show and my business plan. Got the funding. Before I knew it, within a few months, or probably 6 months, I was a business owner. So it can happen, but you got to trust in your intuition. And where did it go? You got to trust in divine. You can't see, I couldn't see a thing, but you know what I found out through this whole process was? It wasn't that it wasn't sewing that I didn't like. I didn't like little sewing machines. I like big sewing machines, and I like to do things big. That's why I'm a leathersmith. I have big machines for leather work and things like that. So don't limit yourself. Really let divine work. Let the seed, if you can't remember that and you're like, how does that work? Just keep in your mind the seed in the garden. It's under the ground. You're waiting for it to pop up. It's growing the roots. It's growing the little sprout. It's just not out of the ground yet to see that little green spout. Then it grows up to a stem, okay? But you can always email me. You got the vision. Now you just got to apply it. You got to apply it. And sometimes you just need a kick in the pants to know where to go for the resources, okay? Because that's the hardest thing, is to find the resources or where to go for that. I would love to hear from you, Lonely. Please do. Yes, please do. Please do. All right. So, you love sewing? Oh, yeah, sure. Now you got to use it. But yeah, share your business idea. I would love to hear it. And this again, you know what? I'm going to tell all of you, whatever you are doing, this guy is here. The devil is here. There is going to be, when I was bodybuilding, I had to divorce a lot of my friends and even my mother at the time, because they were the worst sabotaging. So there's going to be naysayers. There's going to be people that, you can't do that. Yes, you don't need to. You don't need them around for the moment, because that's toxic energy. That is low vibrational energy. So whatever it is, because again, in your reading, it says somebody wants to rain on your parade. Somebody wants to take your joy away. I don't know who that is. But the thing is, you have to say, you know what? Unfortunately, you just have to stop calling that person. Or I had a person when I was bodybuilding, we used to go out all the time at night, and she used to want to drink and dance all the time. And I called her and I finally said, you know what? Or she called me and she goes, you don't call me anymore. We don't hang out anymore. I said, well, I'm on a different journey right now. I can't. I'm lifting weights. I'm trying to get thinner. I'm trying to work on myself. I can't do that anymore. I said, don't get me wrong. It's not you personally. It's just, I don't want to go out and drink and dance. It's just my life was evolving to another thing. You got to let your life evolve into another thing. All right. Because it's a higher self. It definitely is a higher self. Tanya. I can already tell you right now. Definitely. Oh, congratulations. Oh my gosh. That is a challenge right there. And you're superseding it. Awesome, Fenda. Awesome. Congratulations on that. Very proud of you. That's very hard. My brother was murdered in Florida. And he was clean almost. He was 5 days short of being clean 1 year before he was murdered. Beautiful people coming forward. I got goosebumps, bro. I know you're here. He says, talk to him, talk to them. And I'm like, okay. So he just wants me to share that he had, when he was murdered in Florida, there was a taxi cab driver murdered before him. He was a taxi cab driver. And then another taxi cab driver accosted, and they shot the fare. and they didn't have to. But the thing is, there was so much news and police and everything that we had a real quick memorial, and we didn't advertise it or anything. We had so many people come forward with beautiful stories of him after being clean. I knew him better unfortunately, in his death than his life, because the family that he had grown in Florida was phenomenal. So congratulations. He wants me to let you know that, keep going, keep going. All right, Tanya, the magician. The magician for your school and your academics is definitely going to be your choice. This is something you're going to have to, I'm not going to say the word manifest. You're going to have to work hard, but it's definitely going to, evolve into something good. So this is something, if you think of the end of a magician's act, everybody's got their jaw dropped, they're in awe. This is what I'm seeing. And Divine is saying, okay, this is going to be something that you don't expect. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be very, very rewarding for you. Okay. Isn't that a beautiful card? My daughter bought me these cards. It was, I think it's a game. I forgot the name of the game. She'd kill me. But these are so beautiful. They had to get permission to do these cards and stuff. Fire Emblem 3. Fire Emblem 3. That's where it's from. But very, very beautiful. So you will have a very good year. You will have to work hard, but I think you're going to be surprised at the end of it that something good is really, really going to come from it. Definitely come from it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Definitely, if you want to email me, please do. I have no problems with that. And I hope you guys have a really good week. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, I am going to do a full moon reading on the, I don't know, the full moon's on the 22nd. We're already on the 14th. I'm probably going to say around the 20th. I'm not quite sure. So subscribe and hit the bell. Definitely pop on and do that. It's going to be live. You can also interact. Mostly that is astrology first, talking about the planets, what the planets are doing, what the moon is doing in relation to the sun and everything. You'd be really, really surprised at how much astrology and the divine energies are the same, because they are. But the thing is, it sort of tells you what is going on with our planet and all that kind of stuff too. And then I go into a reading. All right. All right, you guys take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we will see you on the 23rd if I don't see you on the full moon. Take care.